Hi everybody, it's Rochelle and I'm back for another video. I haven't been posting in a while. I have been bogged down, I guess, if that's the right word to use. By day, I'm an elementary school teacher and I'm finding going back full time and being in a classroom not difficult, but consuming, I guess, consuming of my time and consuming of my body. So when I come home from work, I'm pretty much exhausted and kind of laying low. And then the last couple weekends, we've had report cards or we've had parent teacher interviews. So I've been wiped. Anyways, and I've been wanting to get back on here and do a couple videos for you guys. And I'm really touched by the comments that I get on my YouTube videos. And I just want to express my love and gratitude for that because that helps me to come back on and share my story. It also helps me each day to kind of get up and get going and face the day and try the best that I can do in whatever I'm doing. So today I thought maybe I would come on here and talk to you about what it's like a day in the life of someone that has scleroderma, because I feel like at my job, I put on the game face and maybe the cape and I become like, the superhero teacher. I just go through my day. I look after my kids. I get their work, talk to parents, whatever it is in my day. But I kind of look normal on the outside. So people don't, when I express to them, what I'm dealing with, I don't know if they quite believe me sometimes. And I mean, not that that really matters to me anyways, but it's just frustrating when somebody looks at you sort of sideways, like, what do you mean you can't do that? And that's kind of hurtful to me. And I'm kind of a sarcastic, funny person. So I kind of slough it off and, make fun of myself or whatever. And I need to stop doing that, honestly. But there's things that are, along my journey that have become easier. And there's things that along my journey have become more difficult. The day-to-day operations of someone with scleroderma, number one, makeup. You probably can't see it in this video, and the sun's too bright in here, but I have the blood blisters that are on my face, just like somebody that has scleroderma. So I do use my makeup, and I do remember being with a rheumatologist who no bedside manner whatsoever. Anyways, she said to me one time, I said, well, what am I going to do if my face gets covered in these red spots? And she goes, oh, well, you can buy clown makeup. Oh, okay. Thank you. That makes me feel so much better. And it's totally felt like a jab at me. Whether she was serious or not, that was completely not compassionate on her part. So makeup is your number one go-to in the morning. My nose has changed shape, and that's typical of somebody that does have scleroderma. Their faces become thinner and the skin is really, really tight. A couple weeks ago, I had to go to the dentist, and I could not open my mouth as far as I'm supposed to. He was wonderful. He's like, no, we're going to take breaks. We're going to do, 1 minute on, 1 minute off. So if you get a really good dentist, that's awesome. I know some people don't, but expressing to him why I was having that issue, and he was very understanding. Another thing that I struggle with on a day-to-day basis is just the function of my body sometimes. Like I feel like I am trying to tell it what to do, but it's not really listening sometimes. So, or I feel like I'm 100, getting up from a chair. If I've been sitting in the chair for a long period of time, it's like my body just like seizes, like the Tin Man and the Wizard of Oz, and I cannot get up and functional. Or it takes me, 10 steps to kind of stretch and get going. And the other thing is my hands in particular, and you probably can see my hands. See the calcium deposits in that one right there. And then this finger has a whole whack of them in it. This one on the side is really bad. I don't know if you can see that, but So, things like, it's winter here now in Canada. Surprise, we've got a whole bunch of snow yesterday. And, doing up my daughter's zipper. I have a 4-year-old doing up her zipper to go to school. She can do her other zippers, but her winter coat is a big, thick one. I can't manipulate it sometimes, doing up my own zippers. Buttons on my pants. I don't buy pants, or very rarely do I wear pants that I have to do the button up. I prefer to have the button done and then I pull my pants up, or I just don't wear those. Things like caps, like your toothpaste cap, or opening up a jar, opening up a package. I have scissors everywhere because I can't open, like any kind of wrapper or whatever. I can't do it. I've even taught my kids to do that because you know what, quite frankly, it's easier for them to do that as well. What else? Just, manipulating things like putting dishes away or putting your forks away, or manipulating, like, the tongs that you like pull food or flip food with. That is really hard because they slip right out of my hands and I can't grip them. Plus, I don't have any, I call them treads. I don't really have any fingerprints left on my fingers to open my car door. I have a van. I shouldn't say car, my van. The sliding back door. I can't put this finger in it because if that finger gets in it, it'll get jammed when it releases. The gas cap on my van, trying to get it open and then get it shut. And you know how it clicks? When it clicks, my finger slips and then it bumps, and then I'm crying at the gas station because it burns. Um, Little things like sliding your shoes on. That's like a comfortable thing for most people, just sliding a nice pair of shoes on. Mine, it's like I'm sliding them in and then I'm just adjusting my foot a little bit and waiting for the pain to go away because I do have calcium deposits on the bottom of my feet. So it's a struggle every day. And you know what? I had one of my coworkers question why I was using the elevator at school one morning. Like, why are you using that? And I said to her, because it's difficult for me to do the stairs all the time, like repeatedly all day long. And she kind of looked at me like, well, what's your problem? And I was like, well, I explained to her, and she was just kind of like, I don't even understand what that is. So, having awareness out there about what scleroderma is and how it affects you, a day in the life as well for me is that there's certain things that I can't eat because it'll get stuck in my esophagus. And so a normal person, when they're choking, it's like in your throat area, right? Maybe a little bit further down. Mine's down in like almost in my chest, like it'll get blocked. So say I had rice. That's a classic thing for me to choke on. It's not I'm choking here. It's choking down here because my esophagus is constricted. So when the food goes down, it gets like lodged and blocked. And so then I'm drinking water, trying to unlodge it. And sometimes that does work, and other times it just makes it more painful. So, you know, everybody has a struggle, and the struggle for people with scleroderma is, number one, I would say it's fear. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of what is happening in my body at like a cellular level, because you can't see that. You can only see, the calcium deposits in my hands, or the blisters on my face, or things like that. You can't see what's actually happening on your cellular level. So it's always that fear of what is happening in there and is it causing more damage. I'm hopeful that not the worst is over for me, but I think that I'm on the right track and going in the right direction. With all of the things that I'm doing in my life, changing my food, changing my mindset. And right now and I know it's only on until tomorrow, but I'll throw this out there. Food Matters TV. You just search it up on Facebook, or you can go onto their webpage. They have a documentary series on right now called Transcendence, and I think there's 4 or 5 videos that come along with that documentary. Anyways, I've watched all of them. They're fabulous. Start there. If you are someone that has autoimmune conditions, doesn't matter what it is, The healing has to happen in the gut. It's not what the doctors are telling you. It's the inflammation that's coming from your gut. You likely have leaky gut. You might have celiac disease. You might have whatever it is. It's in your gut, and you need to start to heal your gut in order to get better. Get rid of the inflammatory foods. Get rid of the processed junk. Get rid of anything that comes in a box. You know, there was one quote I read somewhere that it was, don't eat the food that man made. Eat the food that God made. And it's true. Go back to nature. If it's not in your garden or out on a tree or, you know, growing in nature, don't buy it. Buy stuff that doesn't have barcodes. Buy stuff that doesn't have nutrition facts, because you know what? At the end of the day, that's the food you're supposed to be eating. Anyways, this Food Matters. Go on there. Check out Transcendence. The first one is about what's in our food. And then there's a whole bunch of other things on there too. There's a couple videos. One of them is about the power of the mind. And the other one is about like stress and stuff like that. And they're incredible. And the power of the mind over the body. First, you have to put in live food to make you feel alive. Then you need to do some mind work. You need to be present. You need to be mindful. You need to change the way that you're thinking about the world. And that is extremely difficult. And trust me, I'm in the middle of the boat with you. I am trying to do everything in my power to change how I think and change my emotions and how I'm dealing with things, because the reality is stress. There is no stress, right? So that I would check it for sure. Other documentaries, if you're looking to start some health conscious food choices, a good one is Food Matters. That's the first one that they ever came out with. It's awesome. The second one is called Hungry for Change. That's amazing as well. There's a couple others. Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead is a good one. I've watched lots of documentaries, but those ones are really, really good. Another person that I would suggest as a YouTuber that is amazing and is completely raw vegan and has also healed herself from autoimmune disease is a lady named Tanny Raw. And you just type that into the search engine. I believe she has a website, but check out on YouTube. She's got a plethora of videos. And she was kind of one of my people that I looked up to. A couple years ago, I started watching her videos and seeing what she was doing with food and how she was blending different foods and how she was healing, and got inspired from her. So that's another great place to start. Really good place to start. And another YouTuber who's amazing, his name is Ralph Smart. He goes by Infinite Waters on YouTube, though. He doesn't go by Ralph Smart. And he has some amazing videos on there about manifesting your destiny and changing your way of thoughts and putting out good vibes and all this kind of stuff. So he's another good one to check out. Anyways, I think I'll end this video here. If there's any questions, let me know. Also, you can check out my Facebook page as well. It's Rochelle's Health Coaching and Reiki. And there should be a link in the description below. But stay well, stay warm if you're in Canada. Have a great day. Bye-bye.